Welcome to the Fadecast. My name is Josh, and I'm followed with my co-host Zachary. How are you doing today, Zachary?
I am very ready to be talking basketball today. We got a lot in store, lots of trades, lots of potential speculatory trades. So, we're going to talk about that all today.
I feel like all we do is talk about basketball now.
I know we're in that time, though. A lot's going to be happening with basketball. Not much is happening with the NFL. So, this is a very exciting time, and I'm ready to jump right into it.
But that's the great part, man, is we got a lot of football coming up. Once the season starts rolling, man, we're going to have so much to talk about. Week 1 is going to be so football heavy, but we got the big old NBA right in front of us. The topics we're going to be going over is the Miles Bridges trade, John Morant trade, a little bit of about OKC's transactions to this point, a little bit of Jaylen Brown trade rumors, Warriors rumors, Kawhi possibly to the Raptors? Question mark? Question mark? And Jalen Duran news. Zachary, would you like to start with the first topic?
Let's get it, man. So, this is about Josh's favorite team, the Charlotte Bobcats here. The trade.
I
The
just got
Suns get
PTSD.
the Suns get Miles Bridges, a 2029 first round pick, and a 2027 second round pick. The Hornets get Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a 2033 first round pick. So I'll come from the Suns angle here. I'll let you kind of handle the Hornet side, but to me, the Suns are basically stuck. They have a lot of shooting guards on their team right now and not enough power forwards. And also, they just don't have a lot of wiggle room right now to get players in a sense because they traded a lot of their draft capital in the KD trade and also in the Beal trade. And I'm pretty sure they're still paying Bradley Beal like 20 million a year
Yeah.
until like 2030 or something like that. So they don't have much to work with. Miles Bridges is a good player. It's just interesting, kind of a short-sighted move in my opinion. I think they could have gotten a player who wasn't maybe a Miles Bridges caliber type player and save that draft capital. But nevertheless, they go that route. I think they're trying to salvage as much as Devin Booker's prime as possible. So just trying to put good players around him. Obviously, it's not good enough to compete in the West, but they're still going to be able to remain like relevant and be in that, 5 to 9 seed, if I had to guess. So it was an interesting trade. They just don't have much room at all to do a lot for a while. So Suns are kind of in an interesting spot. But what do you think about this trade from the Hornets' perspective?
Well, first off, I do want to remind people Zach did bring up the Bradley Beal contract. Bro, they have that contract split up for 5 years till 2030. You were right, and it's $19.3 million. So they're just
Yeah,
spending literally close to $20 million until Bradley Beal's like 28 years old. I mean, 38 years old. That's crazy. Bro is just
yeah,
gonna keep getting fat stacks by the time
good
he
for him.
retires.
And
Um,
so he also just declined his
I
player
know.
option too with the Clippers, and
Might
so
as well,
we'll
bro. Get
see where he
it,
goes. Maybe he'll go to the Heat,
right?
someone like that, or maybe he'll get to pick his spot. So he's getting paid from the Suns, and he's going to get to probably compete for a championship. So
Bro
good
just
for
gets a
him.
contract in the mail every year of $20 million.
I know, man.
But no, I really liked it, dude. And sounds like a majority of people are more on the Hornets side this time around. Which is nice to see. I've seen a lot of people be like, yeah, this is easily a Hornets win in the trade here. Especially, dude, another 2033 first round pick, unprotected. Um, I mean, it's bad enough that the Timberwolves did it, and for the Suns to do it, it's even worse personally because for the Suns, man, I don't know if people really realize, but dude, do you know how old Devin Booker is going to be by 2033?
Uh,
30,
2030.
37, bro.
was he right now? Like 31,
He's 30.
30? Wow.
Yeah. So D
Yeah, he'll be
Book
out there.
D Book is going to be 37 by 2033. So you don't even know what this team, what players you're going to have on this Suns roster. Um, Obviously, the Bradley Beal contract and all that will be done by then. So you're going to have to find a way to win if you don't want this pick to go our way in any bad solution to where we can have a top 10, top 5, maybe even top 3 pick. And dude, the lottery could be totally different by the time we get to 2033. You know, the lottery just got changed. We talked about it before. The lottery rules are still just not set in stone. You never know what the lottery could look like in the future. Dude, they could do a total like 180 and go back to how the original lottery was before. And if that happens, they're really cooked because like they're going to have to make sure they really win because I mean, if you're in the top 5, top 3 with how the old lottery rules worked back in like 2013, bro, you're pretty much guaranteed that pick. It's
Yeah.
very rare anyone jumping over anybody. So, I also like the acquisitions of Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal is really the big one. I really like Royce O'Neal. Um, really nice 3-and-D player. He had a lot of nice moments last season too, like clutch moments off the bench, which was awesome. I think just adding Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal just continues to build the depth that we need, and also more vets. Um, Majority, I mean, I think we were the youngest. Well, we were the youngest starting lineup in the NBA last season. We might have been the youngest team in the NBA as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know our starting lineup was very young. Um, so just bringing in guys like Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal just brings more vets into this roster. We're adding more guys that have been to the playoffs or at least have experience, have been to the playoffs. So adding guys like that is really needed because we haven't been to the playoffs still since 2016 to this point. We've only had play-in visits. And I think adding guys like that upon to a roster that's now centered around Con Knipple and Brandon Miller is really going to help a lot in some of these regular season games where it's like, some people think we're tanking now after Miles Bridges trade, which is, by the way, insane. I don't know how trading Miles Bridges instantly turns us into a tanking team. You might need to get your brain checked. I have no idea what you've been watching. But this team is trying to make the playoffs. This team's trying to win during the regular season. Picking up 2 guys like this helps you win some games at the end of the day, and picking up another future unprotected first round pick is literally the most valuable asset you can get in the NBA in this current league evaluation.
For sure. And so the Suns pick, is that also protected the 2027 first?
It is the first round pick we sent to the Suns is least favorable, so the Suns probably will not get the pick. It's least favorable
Least
to
favorable.
the Charlotte Hornets, Jazz, Cavs, or Minnesota in 29.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so to me, it's pretty simple. I agree. I think the Hornets won this trade, and I think they got good value for someone like Miles Bridges. Wasn't sure if he was going to be in some sort of 3-team deal or what the case would have been for that, but they make a great deal. They get, obviously, you said that pick. And what's the pick that they got from the Timberwolves? That was a
It
2033 as well?
was it was guys, we have 3 first round picks in 2033 now. The Hornets pick and then the Wolves and Suns. So we're literally just betting on the Suns and Wolves to just not be as good in the future, which I mean, dude, it's in 2033. You really don't know what's the league's going to be looking like at that
Is
time.
the next Wemby in that class?
Well,
Hornets
that's the
got their
thing,
eye
dude. I don't
out.
know if you've seen there's been a lot of memes and stuff being like, "Oh man, the Hornets are just going for all these 12-year-olds." And it's like, I mean, yeah, that's a funny joke, I get it. Like we are getting draft picks for future 12-year-olds, but at the end of the day, like that's what 6 or 7 years later, dude. Like the 2019 draft that had Zion and Ja, dude. Bro, that was like 7 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That was 7 years ago. So, like,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, when you tell me we have picks that are 6 and 7 years in the future, those years really do fly by, man. Especially You just really don't know. And that's assuming we hold on to them too. Like we're really just getting all these unprotected picks to see if we might use them, and we might not. We might trade them away. We're just gaining more and more assets as time goes on, and this just gives us more leverage. The Charlotte Hornets continue to have the second most picks, first and second round picks in the NBA, and I think it's right behind the Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, Hornets did good work, I think, with this pick. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't have many thoughts on it. I even like the players that you guys got back in return. And, I think Grayson Allen can even be a good depth piece as well. I know you mentioned Royce O'Neal, but yeah, I think they got a good return for him. Like I said, the Suns are just kind of trying to grasp for anything, I feel like, try to maybe just put the best players around Devin Booker as possible during this like prime spot of his career. And so it's a weird trade to me for
Mhm.
them, but I like what the Hornets did. I agree with you. I think the Hornets won. So good job for the Bobcats right there. Should we move
The
on
Bo-
to
the
next
Bobcats would
topic
never do
or
that, Zach. Stop.
oh please.
They would have kept Miles Bridges and then just waited
Would
till
they
he
have kept
left in
Kobe?
free agency.
Would they have kept Kobe?
Kobe White, nah. They would have traded for
No,
him and
Bryant.
then let him leave.
No, Bryant.
Oh, Kobe Bryant? Oh, dude, that's a totally different franchise. I have no idea. They probably would have never drafted him, actually. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Because we just rather draft guys like Malik Monk over Donovan Mitchell. But anyways,
Anyways.
on
So
to John Morant.
Ja to the Blazers, bro. That was kind of out of
Crazy.
nowhere. Obviously,
Yeah.
we knew Ja was getting traded, but to the Blazers, I had no clue he would go there. So Ja to the Blazers for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray.
Straight up.
How are you feeling about this, bro? No picks involved.
Zach, all I have to say is I said it earlier, and I will say it till the day I die. A year ago, around this same time, people were saying John Morant, Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, their trade values fell off a cliff. They are negative assets. You cannot get any draft capital for them. John Morant, you couldn't get any draft capital for him. Trae Young, you couldn't get any draft capital for him. But the one guy you could was LaMelo Ball, baby. You got Nas Reed, you got 6 picks. Who knows what's going to happen with the pick swaps? But at the end of the day, dude, we still got one unprotected. We have one of those pick swaps that might be ours as well. So either way, worst case scenario, we're going to have 2 first round picks. We're going to have 3 second round picks. And we got Nas Reed. That whole package alone is better than John Morant and Trae Young, whatever they got combined. It's so much better. And I applaud the Hornets organization for being able to bring LaMelo out of the fire, bro, because it took a lot to be able to let LaMelo seem healthy enough. A lot of stress came from it, but at the end of the day, it paid off, and it paid off immensely. Um, but for me personally, the John Morant trade that the Blazers did, I actually kind of like it for the Blazers because at this point they did make the playoffs. They did give the Spurs a little bit run for their money, in my opinion. I actually felt like they did pretty well um, for what they had to deal with against them. I think they stole 2 games against them, didn't they, in their series?
It was one or two. I don't
It
remember
was,
off
I
the
know it
top
was
of
at
my
least
head,
one, but
but
I
it was
couldn't remember if it was
competitive.
2. Yeah.
It was a
So
competitive
like
series.
So like getting rid of Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, who I don't even think they were really playing Jeremy Grant that much in the playoffs. Like, and I don't even think in the regular season they were playing him much either. I mean, I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, like taking a shot on John Moran in this scenario, I really don't hate it because especially like if John Morant can even give you, I would say like 80%. He doesn't even have to give you full production of what he used to be. I would say even just 80%, like being a pretty comparable franchise guard for your team. I mean, I would take that all day. Like it's not every day you get to have a franchise guard, and if John Morant
Hmm.
can be that piece for you and you can kind of keep him out of trouble, then I mean, I would take the chance. And plus, if he causes trouble, you only gave up Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. You didn't really give up
Who
much
you
for him.
wanted to give up anyway.
Exactly.
Like
Like,
they've been trying to get off that contract forever, so
yeah,
might
yeah,
as
yeah.
well take like a low risk, high reward player. So I do applaud them for that. Like you said, I kind of like it for the Blazers. Now it is interesting because this feels like there will be another move for the Blazers because with all the guards they have with Scoot, you got Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, and now John Morant. Doesn't seem likely that they would keep all those guys. So I feel like another move is on the horizon. It's going to be interesting and probably maybe a learning curve, like how they fit together. I'm assuming Dame is safe out of those guards, of course, and obviously they'll have Ja. But I don't think Ja's like the best if he's off the ball. And then you have to have Damian Lillard with the ball. You have to have Ja with the ball. And then, Denny, he likes to have the ball, and especially in transition. So that'll be kind of like an interesting experiment to see how they can work together. But like you said, there's not really a downside to this at all. And think about the best case scenario. Like, what if Ja goes back to somewhat what he was? You just have like an instant ceiling raiser and a franchise point guard for basically nothing, a bag of chips and a Diet Mountain Dew. That's great value for them, man. And so I like what they're doing. Portland, they're very interesting. They're kind of dangerous, dude, because they have all these players. They have vets and they also have young talent and they have assets. And so, I don't even know who their GM is, but he has
He's
a lot of
cooking.
reins to kind of do whatever he wants. So it's pretty exciting if you're a Trailblazers fan.
Yeah, I really like what the Trailblazers are doing. They remind me a lot of what the Hornets are doing. They're just both, as teams, kind of on different paths right now because I feel like the Trailblazers have maybe found their franchise guy already in Denny. We'll see as time continues if he might even elevate further. Um, but dude, Denny's looking really good as a first option. Um, and that's really all the Hornets are missing. Now, if like Brandon Miller comes out to be that guy, I could see both teams very compared. Like you just have this crazy amount of just assets and contracts that are very movable on your team. Um, and you can really make any trade that you want if need be. And even if Denny's not that guy, you still have the assets to go get a guy like Jaylen Brown if need be.
Yeah, and that's been the team that has been rumored the most for Jalen Brown as of recent.
And
So by
still,
the time this podcast comes out, who knows? He might be on a team that's not the Trailblazers, but they have the exact assets. I think right now the holdup would be Donovan Clingan. I'm pretty sure that's who the Celtics want, and if the Trailblazers were willing to offer him, the deal would have been done by now. But there's a world if Boston decides, okay, we're not going to get proper value back for Jaylen Brown. The Trailblazers, like this trade doesn't nullify them from Jaylen Brown. Like a lot of people had the Jeremy Grant contract and a potential Celtics trade, but you could just as easily throw Drew Holiday in that with the salary. So you could throw Drew Holiday, Sharp, and some picks for Jaylen Brown, something like that. Um, so they can do whatever they want. They could stay put and they'll be fine. They can trade for Jaylen Brown and that would be great. They have a lot of wiggle room to do something, so it'll be fun to see what they do. But I guess for the Grizzly side, like what do you think of this trade? Like, you obviously you had to get rid of John Morant. That was no surprise to anyone. There's no leverage there. And so they get back Jeremy Grant and also Chris Murray, who's an interesting young player. I mean, do you have anything for their side of things?
I mean, it was gonna be a lose no matter what. So I mean, I feel bad for Grizzlies fans, but no matter what, this trade was gonna be an L. There was no way of resurrecting this. So out of all trades, I wish I could see what all those trades did look like. But getting a guy like Jeremy Grant back, I mean, he's still playable. He's going to be a good vet for you. And with all the young guys the Grizzlies now have on their team, having guys like Cameron Boozer and Zach Edey, you're just going to have Jeremy Grant, who's a guy that can be in their ear on the bench, just being a good vet, and you need those. Even when you're rebuilding teams, you need those. So they were going to lose regardless, but at the end of the day, you could have saw John Morant walk, and luckily that didn't happen. That would have been worst case scenario. Regardless, you needed to trade him before training camp happened, or even summer league. My opinion was you needed him out the door by summer league, because even before training camp, you have summer league, and in summer league, you still have most of the roster meeting up and stuff, and the players and stuff meeting each other after the draft and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, I guess in a sense you could call it an okay package to get back for John Morant, because there are even people speculating that they would have to throw in a pick for someone to take on John Morant. So, at the very least, they didn't have to do that. Obviously, we know what Jeremy Grant is, but who knows? Maybe Chris Murray can, find himself a
He's still
role in
younger. Yeah.
Memphis. Yeah. So, interesting trade. But how about we move on to our next topic?
We got the OKC transactions. OKC has been making moves during the draft and after the draft, Zach. We already talked
Yeah.
about all the really nice moves they made during the draft. Personally, to me, A plus draft all around. They did what they needed to do to build their depth back. But the reason they did that was because at the end of the day, Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins were going to have to go. No surprise
Yeah.
here. They're just too
Yeah, for
good.
sure.
They're too good to re-sign at this
Right.
point.
Yeah, you can't pay him, and so it's like they trade Aaron Wiggins to the Hawks, and I believe that was for 2 second-round picks.
Mhm.
So, good for the Hawks with that trade, because he can definitely carve a role out, and I'm pretty sure probably 90% of the league, if not more, would have Aaron Wiggins in their rotation. But obviously, with the Thunder's talent, you can't play everybody, and so they move on from Aaron Wiggins. I'm sure the Hawks feel great, taking advantage of a team who just has so many great players to where they're able to just snatch one of those guys for a decent price. 2 second-round picks for Aaron Wiggins. That's not bad at all.
That's really
And,
good.
if you're the Thunder, it's all about getting cheaper talent. So they're having to pay a lot of guys, and obviously there's just not enough space to pay a guy like Aaron Wiggins at this point. But he's a good player, and I'm excited to see what he can do in a role where he can actually have consistent minutes. So it's interesting on their aspect. But what do you think about the Aaron Wiggins side of things?
I liked it a lot because the Hawks did need another wing, and we were talking about that leading up to the draft. If Aaron Wiggins is a guy that can come in, you're just only giving up 2 second-round picks for. Dyson Daniels is probably still going to get a lot of minutes, but man, he cannot shoot the ball. Aaron Wiggins, honestly, man, there might be a world where he takes over Dyson Daniels' role. Maybe. We'll see. Dyson Daniels is still one of
Yeah,
the best perimeter defenders in the league. But at the end of the day, man, we talk about it all the time. You gotta be able to shot create in this league. And once you get to the playoffs, man, Dyson Daniels is virtually unplayable in certain points. So having a guy like Aaron Wiggins that can come in and he can shot create, dude. He can make plays too. Having a guy like that coming off the bench, if not maybe even start for you long term, I mean, it's just home run for two second round picks.
for sure. And then they weren't done there either. They also traded Isaiah Joe to the Pistons for, what would you guess?
2 seconds.
2 second-round picks.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
It's so, yeah, for the same reasons they trade Aaron Wiggins, it's pretty much the same thing of why they had to trade Isaiah Joe. So for the Pistons side, I love this deal for them because they need shooters badly.
Mhm.
And so Isaiah Joe is a premier sharpshooter. They also today re-signed sharpshooter Kevin Huerter to a 3-year, $27 million deal. So obviously they have a mission to get more shooters on that team. That was one of their big struggles. Still kind of looking for that shot creator. It'll be interesting to see how they finish out this roster, especially later. We'll be talking about, Duran and what's going to happen with that. But, if you're filling out your roster around the margins, a good start is getting a guy like Isaiah Joe, someone who can play in the playoffs, make big shots, and take some pressure off of Cade. So I really like that for them as well.
Yeah, and I think he can be a better shot creator than Duncan Robinson too. So he is 26 now. I think he's going to be turning 27 when the next year comes around. So he's still developing, man. He's starting to hit his peak. Um, there's still room of growth here. There's a possibility he might take Duncan Robinson's job, maybe. And Duncan Robinson makes a lot of money. I would not be surprised after this next season if they trade Duncan Robinson because of how much he's making, because they're going to have to make room to extend Isaiah Joe at some point, because Isaiah Joe still has, one more year on his contract, I believe.
Let me look real quick, but keep going.
I mean, that only just makes sense because, I mean, Duncan Robinson is making a lot. He's in the middle of a 4-year, $48 million contract currently.
Yeah, there you go.
So
and a team option next year.
Oh, team option, club option. Yeah, okay. So he has 2 years left. So in the club option next year, dude, he's going to be looking for an extension. So don't be surprised if they move off Duncan Robinson, especially if Isaiah Joe becomes an even better shot creator. I don't see why you don't move off of Duncan Robinson. And that's not saying Duncan Robinson is not good, but at the end of the day, like, that's what the Pistons need. They need a reliable shot creator. And Isaiah Joe could maybe be that guy, but it's kind of wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then a rare Sam Presti L that happened. Josh,
I wasn't expecting
about
it.
this
I was saying my praises
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one F. Everything else is fine. It all makes sense. Like Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, like you can grade those trades however you want, but at the end of the day, those trades were going to happen, right? But the Lou Dort signing, did we have to do that? Why are we re-signing Lou Dort, but we're trading Isaiah Joe?
Yeah.
And Isaiah Joe makes less.
Does not make sense to me. Maybe they're just hoping he had a down year and is trying to maintain that championship core in a way.
I guess.
But at 17 million?
He said at 17?
I don't know, 17? Man. So
I mean, he was all defensive first team, but that was 2 years ago? Yeah, that was 2024. But his shot just looked yucky.
He struggled too. I mean, even defensively, I felt like he struggled. He was just kind of, man, just very. I mean,
he took a step back both. Like I couldn't
struggled.
Like I couldn't go back to him and be like, well, at least he played good defense still. I couldn't even go back to and say that. I couldn't even go back and say he's still shooting decent or playing bad defense. Like there was nothing good I could take away. Because the dude literally, like, generally wasn't playable. Like, they couldn't play him in the playoffs. And they knew that. Like,
right.
Bro, he shot 39% from the field in the regular season. 39. His 3-point percentage was 34. On 5 attempts.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting Sam Presti move right there, but you got to give the man the benefit of the doubt, just because he always takes W. So maybe we'll hold off too much judgment.
He better.
And if he does, Sam Presti will look more like a genius. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, Sam. I don't know nothing. Get me out of here.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to jump to the Kawhi stuff? Because
Isaiah Hartenstein also resigned.
Oh yeah. Thunder. Isaiah Hartenstein. What was it, like a 3-year, 100 mil, something like that?
You thought he was gone. It
I
was
did.
3 year,
I didn't think they
87.
would. 87. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
it's a good deal.
I think that's about
Yeah, that's a
25. Yeah, that's 25 million a season.
for a player like him. That's a really good deal.
That's
So they have a
about
nice front court.
15%. That's about 15% of their cap hit.
That feels okay.
15% of the cap hit is Isaiah Hartenstein after the way he played in the conference finals.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I don't mind that.
Pressy dub. Big dubs in the chat.
Adai Mara, Hartenstein, Chet.
Dude, oh my
You
gosh.
feel really good about that.
Yeah, that they're going big, bro.
Yeah. So
Go big or go
good deal
home.
for them. Sam Pressey, another W.
We'll just not talk
This
about the
man.
1L for now.
We
We'll,
won't
we'll
talk about
see.
it. Yeah.
We'll see where that goes.
Well, since we know his track record, it's a W till proven otherwise. So, but I wanted to bring this up. So this recently just happened with the Kawhi situation. So Kawhi Leonard's tenure, this is shams, in LA is nearing its end. There are multiple teams that would be willing to sign Leonard to the 2-year, $120 million max contract extension he is demanding. But as of now, Leonard has indicated he would only sign with Toronto.
For like an
So,
extension, correct?
for an extension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, we talked about this a little bit off the pod. But yeah, sounds like you were right that he's actually leaving the Clippers and is going back to Toronto. What would be the trade package that Toronto could send to the Clippers? I'm trying to
So
figure out
there
what's
have
the
been rumors of what that package would be. The asking that the Clippers are wanting is really weird. Let me pull this up real quick, but the um the rumors before the Raptors, were there any other teams involved in that?
from that Shams report. All it said was the Raptors.
But when the report first came out, were there any other teams that seemed
Oh,
interested?
um, shoot, yeah, there was. What was the other team? I mean, there was like rumblings about the Warriors for a while, but
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of
we
faded
did.
away.
We did
We
a
talked about
video
that
on
a
that.
bit.
Yeah.
I think the Spurs were another team that was brought up.
Spurs. But they
Yeah.
just signed Champagny to an extension. It was like a 3-year deal. I forgot how much it was. I think it was like 3
Which I
years, 50
believe
million. But
there was the report that Kawhi would have also extended with the Spurs, so that one held a little more weight.
very
But then there was
weird.
also reports like the Heat, if they didn't get Giannis, that was a couple weeks ago, and then there
Mhm.
was talks somewhat recently about like a Klay Thompson switch with the Mavericks. Don't know if he would resign there. He didn't mention it, so I'm not sure that one would happen. But it seems as of right now, the Raptors are the team to beat for the Kawhi sweepstakes. So I don't know. How would you feel about that if Kawhi goes back to Toronto? I think that would be really cool.
It'd be really cool. I just think it's kind of weird because like
Yeah,
he left after the 1 year because he was like, I don't want to be in Toronto. I want to be in LA. And now he's like bipolar, I guess. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm confused. Um but yeah, it's really weird. I got the packages here. There's a couple packages
Okay,
that make sense.
let's hear
Tell
him.
me how you feel about them. I think mm, the second one
Are
is
these all Raptors?
yes.
Are these okay? Gotcha. Let's
The
hear them.
second deal is the one I've heard the most about.
Okay,
So here's the first one. Rumors are saying this is Toronto's preferred choice. It would be centered around Brandon Ingram. So you would trade Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and some sort of first round pick for Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that could be protected, hopefully not unprotected. Please don't give up an unprotected for Kawhi Leonard. I mean, I guess if he's going to extend, I guess it's not terrible, but I don't know,
So
man.
that's what the
I don't feel good.
Raptors want to give.
That's what some people are saying.
Okay.
Because I guess Brandon Ingram. Well, actually, Ingram played pretty well in the playoffs, didn't he? He did have some
Let's
moments
hear
in the
the second
playoffs.
one.
I think it's because they're trying to get off Grady Dick, because I think he's on a
Yeah.
pretty big contract for what he brings to the table. The other deal is, this is what I've heard the Clippers want: RJ Barrett along young pieces Jacoby Walter, or I've heard they really want Colin Murray Boyles.
Oh
Plus,
yeah, I'm not giving Colin Murray
yeah,
balls.
exactly. Plus future draft picks. They want multiple.
Dude, if I'm
That's why the
the Clippers,
Toronto.
I don't mind the first trade.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
fine.
That's why it's Toronto's preferred choice, because
No, not the
LA.
second one. I'm talking about the first one you
No,
said.
no. I'm agreeing with you on that. That's why it was. That's why I was saying the first one is Toronto's preferred
Oh,
trade.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the second one, they're asking for Colin Murray Boyles and RJ Barrett plus multiple picks on top of that. Not just one first round pick, they're asking for multiple picks. That could be first and seconds.
Yeah, Clippers are tripping. That first trade is more than fair. And you could even still move Brandon Ingram. Like, I think he'll still have trade value, even if you get like a year out of him. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be a negative asset because he had a pretty good, at least regular season. I don't remember what he did in the playoffs,
Who,
but
Brandon?
yeah. And,
No, he
and so I
did.
looked up Grady Dick's contract too, and he's making a little under 5 million this year and a little over 7 million team option next year.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
he
that's
had
not
an
even
extension. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay.
yeah, so that's not a horrible contract. He's still only 22.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
just
He feels
his
like he's been in the league for a while.
his role just got a lot. It got kind of decreased last season a lot. Um, but that's kind of what
Mhm.
happens when you have a lot more talent on your team. So,
Right. Yeah, dude, I love that first straight
but
package. I
yeah,
don't
the
know why the
Clippers,
Clippers
man,
don't like
they're
that.
that's what I heard reports on, that they really want Colin. They want him bad.
Hmm. Oh yeah, no duh. I would want him too. But I don't blame the Raptors. I'm like, so the only thing that's interesting is that the Graves um, draft pick, getting Allen
I
Graves,
heard that the
because I
Clippers
feel
don't
like
want him.
no, I'm saying like if the Raptors were to trade Colin Murray Boyles, they have a very similar, I guess, archetype to him with
Oh, yeah.
Allen Graves that they just drafted.
Yeah,
Is it Allen or Aaron? I keep mixing that
Allen.
up in my head. Allen, gotcha.
Allen.
So I would not like it at all if they traded Colin Murray Boyles, but you do have a similar player to him already on your roster.
True.
So that's kind of interesting. But
The third
yeah,
deal that
man, you got to keep both of them.
the third deal I saw that, some people just play around with a little bit. This was posted by Sports Illustrated. Are you ready for this deal?
Yes.
Darius Garland and Kawhi to the Raptors
Ooh,
for Jacob Podol and Emmanuel Quickly.
that's a absolutely trash deal.
Obviously, I'm
Dude,
guessing picks along with Podol and Quickly, but yeah,
those are like two of the worst contracts
with
in
maybe a
basketball.
third team included, but yeah.
Pirtle's worthless, to be honest. No offense. But there's nothing to me that he offers for a team who wants to compete.
Someone in
He's
Canada in Sports Illustrated is wishful thinking. That's all.
yeah, yeah, Did the Raptors fan do that? Because like,
Probably.
there's no shot. There's
It's
absolutely no
definitely wishful
shot.
thinking.
So that's not even if the Raptors pulled that off. I mean, that's a crime. That's just absolute robbery. And the Clippers, I would laugh very hard if they did that. And I
They
would
just
be
forget
even more
about everything
mad
they did.
if they didn't take Darius Acuff and then still traded
Oh
Darius
yeah.
Garland.
Oh my
I would,
gosh.
oh my gosh, the things I would do.
Zach would go straight to LA and have a word with Steve Ballmer himself.
Steve, brother,
Steve
what are we
Brother.
doing?
I'm the owner of Microsoft now, buddy. You're done.
Yeah,
You have dementia.
yeah, for real. But who knows? By the time this podcast comes out, Kawhi could be a Raptor again.
I mean, at this point, anything happens. Shoot.
Shoot, I'm checking my phone now, just occasionally to see if something happens. You never know with this next week coming up, what's going to happen.
Yeah, free
But
agency starts
you
tomorrow.
ready? Yes, sir. You ready to jump to the next topic?
Yep. We got Jaylen Brown trade rumors. You want me to start first?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can go ahead.
I'm going to let you think about this for a second. But, anyways, Jaylen Brown, we've talked about it several times already, in a lower capacity. I wanted to give him more of a spotlight on this pod because we really haven't done more of an in-depth talk about him. As we all know, Jaylen Brown was a part of the Giannis trade. Giannis is obviously on the Heat now. As time has gone on, more reports have came out stating that the Heat did want Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez a part of the package, and they probably would have taken it over the Heat package if the both of them were included. Brad Stevens did not want to because he valued them pretty highly, it sounds like. So that's kind of why the Heat got what they wanted for everything that they threw into that transaction. More stuff has come out. Jaylen Brown's been all over social media going after Bobby Marks. There was a report the other day. Bobby Marks came out and said there's one analyst in a franchise saying that Jaylen Brown, at best, is the seventh best player on an NBA franchise team, on
I'm
an
going to
NBA
throw hands.
roster. I don't know who this analyst is. Whoever it is, the buddy needs to pack up his bags and head out by yesterday because that's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Take your analytics and just leave. It's I don't know what they're doing, man, but rightfully so. Jaylen Brown had every right, in my opinion, to speak out. And as we've seen more as time has gone on, he's been speaking out more. In my opinion, out of a lot of players in the NBA, I think I can make an argument, and a lot of other people can make an argument. Jaylen Brown has every right out of many players to go out there and say whatever's on his mind because this man has stayed quiet his whole career ever since the end of the playoffs last year. He's finally outspoken more and people are giving him crap for it. But to be fair, he's always been given crap his whole career. Him and Tatum have gone constantly hatred, both of their whole careers, of how they can't play with each other. They don't like each other. They don't want to be with the Celtics, or their relationship is bad. There's always something about the Tatum and Jaylen Brown relationship that people are just trying to destroy for some reason. It's really cringe, in my opinion. Um, but I definitely do think Jaylen Brown has every right to speak up because his whole career he stayed quiet. As much as Tatum does, I think Tatum has every ounce to speak out. He's probably not going to do it as much as Jaylen Brown, who knows, but they both have every right to say whatever they want for how much they've been bashed their whole careers um, playing together. And same thing with Boston, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be mean to Boston right now, Zach, but I think it's really messed up that Boston keeps shipping him. I understand why they do it, but at the end of the day, this man has proven as much as he can. He's a finals MVP. Even after this last season, he showed that he can be a number one option on the team. He carried them to the playoffs. I know they still lost at the end of the day, but I mean, he's done everything that he's been asked to do, and it kind of feels like Boston is not holding up their end of the bargain, in my opinion. He's been in trade rumors back when Kyrie was on the Celtics when they're attempting to get Anthony Davis, ended up going to the Lakers. Back then, Anthony Davis said he would only re-sign with Boston or LA. But LA, the Pelicans felt like LA had the better package at the time. Moving later on, there were deals centered around Kevin Durant going to Boston. I think that's when he was on the Nets, I believe, and he was asking out. And I think it was
Yeah.
the year before Boston won the championship. It was either a year or two before they won the championship. It was after they lost against the Warriors. Um, Again, proven wrong. They won the championship, finals MVP. Thank God they didn't trade for Kevin Durant in that moment in time. And now we're here again. Jaylen Brown is in trade discussions for Giannis, and they don't get the trade done again. And in my opinion, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm feeling very slighted at this point because not only am I getting all this hate from the media, but my own team, my whole career is literally trying to trade me for players I believe that I'm better than.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
So there's a lot there. And, I would agree with you that the Celtics have tried to trade. It's not even a debate. They have tried to trade Jaylen Brown multiple times. So my only argument in defense of the Celtics organization is it's really hard to keep two players that make those type of salaries on the same team and still have like a legitimate chance to win a championship. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, a team with those two will always be good enough to be in the conversation. But the way the Celtics organization is run is you want to be the front runners, you want to be the top dogs. And it's going to be hard to do that year in and year out when two guys take up 70% of your salary cap or more. And so with the new aprons, it's going to be super hard to maintain that. And they're only getting older. And so to me, it's a little bit easier to stomach with the Giannis stuff, a team with Tatum and Giannis, and then figuring out everything else. With Tatum and Brown, it's a little bit different. You still need good pieces around those guys in order to make it work. Like that 2024 team, that's never going to happen again. You're never going to have Drew Holiday, Derek White, how he was playing at that time, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford. You had Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench. You had Sam Hauser coming off the bench. With this new CBA, it's not possible to recreate that. And so you have to be really creative with how you construct your roster. And it's going to be super hard. If you're the Celtics, how are you going to construct a roster around Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? And so that's where it's really hard for Brad Stevens because what are you going to do at that point? And so there's that. And also, I wanted to read a report by Shams, and he said, I can't find a team right now that is willing at this moment to give up the amount of draft capital that the Celtics want. Had one GM say 40 cents on the dollar. If I'm Brad Stevens, I'm not trading Jaylen Brown for nothing. Now, obviously, Jaylen Brown, there's been reports coming out that he's frustrated with the Celtics about always being in trade talks, and especially after this past year being in trade talks, which is understandable. He should be upset with the year that he had. He finished sixth in MVP voting, had a great year, took a team. By the way, people forget, like, a lot of people expected this team to be a lottery team. No one expected them to be
Not
the
even
number two
worse,
seed.
possibly worse.
Possibly worse.
One
Yeah.
of the worst teams in the NBA,
Almost Pacers type season
like tank.
for the Celtics. Yeah, tank year, just a gap year. But no, Jaylen Brown takes this team to the number 2 seed in the East. And that's just like super impressive. And then we already kind of touched on the Giannis stuff. Oh yeah, Brad Stevens. A big thing is he wouldn't throw Baylor Shireman, Hugo Gonzalez in the trade packages. Those are his, the 2 first-round picks that he's had in his career. He's really high on them. I'm okay with keeping them. I would have understood either way because those are 2 depth pieces that are going to be really important in the future. Those would have been a tough pill to swallow if you lost those in the honest trade. So I understand that. And also, I think another holdout for the Bucks with the Celtics trade was the Bucks believed that Jaylen Brown would not re-sign with them at the end of next season. And so you didn't know if there was long-term commitment from Brown. So obviously they go the Heat route. That's whatever. But man, if
The
I'm the
Milwaukee route.
Celtics,
Oh wait, the Heat route. Never mind. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh yeah, I
I'm
was just gonna
tripping.
say, like, if I'm the Celtics, I'm not trading Jaylen Brown just for a bag of chips. Like, that would be ridiculous. I think Jaylen Brown would still play for the Celtics next year if we decided to keep him. I don't see him as a guy who's gonna throw an absolute fit and just be like, there's writing on the wall. I'm leaving Boston once my contract's up. I think it's fixable. But with that said, I still wouldn't be shocked if he's traded. I don't know, man. If I'm the Celtics, you have to get some value for Jaylen Brown. Like there's no way that LaMelo Ball should have more trade value than Jaylen Brown. No offense. That's more of a compliment to the Hornets.
maybe
So
maybe Jeff Peterson just knows how to cook his competition. I don't know. I don't know. But going.
maybe so. Maybe so. And well, that's another thing too, is I think the Celtics asking price is pretty high because Timberwolves were talking for
But I mean, it
Jaylen
should
Brown,
be.
but Celtics wanted Gobert and Naz Reid plus the picks, which isn't crazy in my opinion, because I think we forget how good Jaylen Brown is. 6th in MVP
I
voting.
don't know how we could
He's not going to
forget.
be thrown away for
We just
nothing.
saw it.
So we just saw it.
We just witnessed.
Obviously, the playoffs weren't the best, but he's still a very talented player. If the Celtics could just figure out the big man position, I think it would go better for them next year. The candidate should be Derek White to trade. And I'm not sure what sort of big man you can get, but if there's a world where you can have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and your number 3 guy be a center, that could go a lot better. And then the rest of your roster be those guys. Baylor Shireman, Hugo Gonzalez, Peyton Pritchard. Sam Hauser's probably gone, who you can trade for someone as well. You got Ron Harper Jr., who just resigned. You got your rookies and everything. So filling out the margins by homegrown guys with a center who can, play in the playoffs would be very important. But this is a really pivotal time for the Celtics organization and for Brad Stevens because this is going to change the Celtics for probably 10 plus years if you decide to trade Jaylen Brown with getting young players and picks. But who even knows? Like, I don't really know the exact market for Jaylen Brown, especially with that Shams tweet that came out. So we'll see what happens, man. It's really uncomfortable being a Celtics fan right now just because every day you don't really know what's going to happen. So we shall see. But man, if this is Jaylen Brown's last year as a Celtic, it was sure a pleasure to watch him play. He was just always an absolute stud, always underrated, always the underdog. Even within Celtics fans, even within myself, like you're always comparing him with Jason Tatum, who, he's the number 2 guy. He needs help. Even in playoff runs earlier in his career, we always kind of blame Jaylen Brown for all those things. But then when it mattered the most, he won Finals MVP, locked up Luka, was a very consistent shooter, and he'll always be remembered in Boston. So if this is it, we really appreciate him. But I hope we keep him too. So we'll see what happens.
My last words before we move on is the reason they're asking for so much is because Jaylen Brown, he can be a number one. He is a number one.
Hmm.
He's
He proved it
1B.
this year.
Tatum is 1A at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Every ounce of what I thought Jaylen Brown was, I always thought he was a number one. He showed it this year. No, I'm not trying to be mean to your roster here, Zach, but it really was Jaylen Brown and friends. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like Derek White, was cool. Still, Peyton Pritchard has his moments. Peyton Pritchard. Sam Hauser has his games. But at the end of the day, dude, like when you look at this
They're
roster
all
without
role
Tatum,
guys. Hmm.
exactly for the Celtics, not only to have expectations of being one of the worst team in the league, but to a second seed in the East, a 50+ win team, as Jaylen Brown is your best player, an MVP caliber season. You're telling me this guy, I'm only gonna give what 2, 3 first round picks for him, maybe a nice role player for him? No, like he's gonna get a big package. If LaMelo went for Nas Reed and 6 picks, I expect 8 to 10 picks at this point, and some really nice pieces along with that. I'm just messing around, but not saying that's what
Yeah.
he would go for. But you get my whole point. You get my whole gist. Like Jaylen Brown is without a doubt way better than LaMelo Ball. He is better than over 90% of this league. He is in the top echelon of players in this league. If Tatum was not on this team, Jaylen Brown would be the number one guy. Tatum just
Yeah.
happens to be slightly better than him, but there's not many players that are slightly better than Brown. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But literally, Boston is like, I can't even think of many teams that have two number ones on their team. It's actually insane. The fact that they have two guys that are number ones is really awesome to see because you're probably moving forward not going to see a lot of teams that have two number one options because you can't pay for it anymore because of the whole apron and salary cap. So I hope he stays on Boston, dude. Um, and I know Brad is not gonna let him be traded without it being a exceptional package.
Yeah. I hope not, man, because that would be really unfortunate. If you're gonna trade him,
Don't
there's
let the
not.
haters win. Don't let them win.
Yeah, man. There's
Please.
not any guys out there like, you're not going to really upgrade your team by trading Jaylen Brown. There's no Jokic trade. There's no Anthony Edwards trade. Like the Giannis trade was the one where you could, like, realistically say, okay, the Celtics
But that's because
upgraded
that's a top
player
3
for
guy.
player here. It's a
At
top
least when he
three guy,
plays,
and
he's
so
top 3. Like
you're
it's
not
literally
getting.
Jokic, Giannis. Those are the only 2 guys you'd probably trade Jaylen Brown for.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not getting those guys, that I just named. And so you're getting draft capital and young players. And it would be really unfortunate to see him go, but that may have to be the route. I'm not sure the behind the scenes talk with Brad and Jalen. Maybe it's one of those things where they think it's best for them to just part ways at this point. They I've heard it said like it's going to really be hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube with this whole Jaylen Brown situation. So we'll see how it unfolds. Maybe by the time the podcast is out, he's a trailblazer or he's somewhere else. Who knows? But yeah, man, hope we can work it out and just try to keep building the roster around the margins. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Well,
Well,
Jalen Duran talk.
yep, we got 2 more things to go. You can pick and choose, Zach, if you want to talk about the Jalen Duran news or the Warriors. We can go after either or.
I think we got to end with the Warriors, man.
That would
It
be the
only
most
feels right.
craziest. That would be. So I respect you for possibly holding it off as the last thing.
Yeah, man, it's only right.
And then it's also the prayer that it doesn't happen. But yeah, let's talk about the Jalen Duran news, bro. I I love doing this pod, man, because we can always go back. You know, we're not always going to be right, but it's good to know that so far, majority of the time, we are right because, like I said in the earlier pods, don't be surprised if Jalen Duran is on the move because here we are. Guess what? You're the Pistons. You valued Austin Reeves more than Jalen Duran. You wanted to go after Austin Reeves and give the contract to Austin Reeves instead of Jalen Duran. And here we are, Zach.
Yep.
The report, and I believe it came from Shams, correct?
Probably. I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
mean, that's the
Probably
only
some
guy,
others
right?
too.
Bring
Yeah,
Woj
just
back,
him and some
chat.
randos.
Yep. But yeah, the main talk was, and I don't want to spew out words because I was about to. Um, but mainly what I've heard is Jalen Duran and the Pistons are just not talking at all.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jalen Duran has made it official that he wants a sign and trade. And it's also been reported that due to a sizable distance apart in negotiations, the Pistons restricted free agent Jalen Duran will meet with the Sacramento Kings tomorrow at the start of free agency with intentions of structuring a sign and trade out of Detroit. And then there was also another rumor after that came out that the Lakers will also have a meeting after the Kings to possibly manufacture a sign and trade. So what that tells me right off the bat is if I'm Jalen Duran, I'm going to the Kings. If they don't give me what I want or the Pistons what they want, then LA is the next best option. So Kings is first option, Lakers is the next option after that. What are your feelings about this, Zach?
Well, if I'm the Pistons, I'm really uncomfortable with what's happening because what you're going to be getting back in the Kings trade is probably going to be Domantas Sabonis. And on one hand, he's going to help your offensive struggles, but you're really starting to change your identity with your whole culture. You're shifting more from defense and physicality to more offense, which that's of course what they needed last year. But at the same time, your physicality and your defense is what got you to a number one seed in the East. And so it's a really interesting dynamic with what they're doing. I'm a little just curious how this is all going to work because you basically let Beef Stew walk for nothing. 3 second round picks, whatever. What's going to be the rest of your center depth? Are you going to do they have Paul Reed? Is that their third string center?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was him or not, but
Which, I mean, to be fair, I'm going to put this out real quick before you continue. Paul Reed played better than Jalen Duran in the playoffs. Like, Jalen Duran was almost to the point of unplayable. Paul Reed was putting in way better minutes than Jalen Duran when he was playing. Like, the plus minus, the net rating was way better when Paul Reed was on the court. But go ahead, Zach.
yeah, that's fair. But still, I think you would want another guy in there. Like, what's the Tobias Harris contract? I feel like no one's talking about that. Is there any chance that he can
We
get
all know the
moved?
Tobias Harris contract now.
2 year,
That boy
52
always getting
million.
paid.
Yeah, man, he's getting paid 26 million next year. Is there a world where you could trade his contract for something? I'm not sure. I haven't even heard that, but that could be a possibility.
I don't think he gets traded though, Zach, because he was their best shot creator, which is really saying something.
But
But
if you're
at the end of the
getting
day,
Domantas Sabonis, do you want him and Tobias Harris as your front court?
you really have no choice. I know that sounds bad, but you really have no choice if Jalen Duran's out the door. I don't know what the trade scenarios are right now, but like Tobias is really your only shot creator. If you get rid of Tobias, you don't have anyone else that can shot create besides Cade. Like there's no one else. Like Cade is just gonna get blitzed easily. I
Yeah.
rather them get cooked in the paint than blitz Cade all game, which
Let me
he
ask
kind of
you,
does. But not as bad if Tobias was gone.
That's true. So if you were the Pistons and this Jalen Duran thing goes down and you had your choice, would you rather take the Sabonis contract or would you rather take the Zach LaVine contract?
Ooh.
Or just put the contracts away? Like, what player
Well,
would
they just
better
got
fit the
Isaiah Joe and
Pistons?
they still have Duncan Robinson, so it's like, I
That's
mean, at
true, but
that
it just
point,
feels like they want someone, you know, next to Cade who's maybe a tier above those guys. I don't know. Maybe the Isaiah Joe was the fallback plan.
that's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, if you go Zach LaVine, then you would have to trade Duncan Robinson probably in that package. Zach LaVine makes a lot of money, dude. Zach LaVine is one
He
of the
does.
highest paid players in the NBA.
Yup.
Let's not forget he has a bag.
Yeah, he does. So it'll probably be Sabonis, but just feels like a
Yeah,
very, very strange fit because that would kind of be almost the last team I would think fits
Pistons
his
messed
play
up, bro.
style.
I don't know.
But
I don't know what they're doing. I have
they had a lot of directions they could have gone into this offseason. I bet they wish they could press the restart button
like I
and
know
just be
Jalen
like,
Duran had a really bad playoffs and it was really funny everything that happened. But at the end of the day, dude, like if I'm a GM or president of basketball operations, at the end of the day, we're still kind of stuck with Jalen Duran. I'm not giving him a max. And there and the reason this is all happening is because he does want a max. The Pistons don't want to give him a max. I don't even want to give him a max. So it's kind of like this is a really tough decision, dude, because Jalen Duran is still 22. Do you give Jalen Duran the max after what happened in the playoffs?
if I'm the Kings, yeah,
But if you're the Pistons,
honestly. If I'm the Pistons, no. If I'm the
okay.
Kings, yes.
Well, if you're
I
the
mean, if I'm
Kings,
the
yeah, because you're
Kings,
desperate, correct?
oh man,
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of fell into their laps, to be honest. I'm doing
Right.
this every day of the week. You get off Sabonis, you get a 22-year-old, yeah, you'll play in the max, but I don't mind doing that, to be honest. I really would
But
like
then
that
why
for
would
the
the
Kings,
Pistons
and they
not do it
fit their
then?
timeline.
If it's fine with the Kings, why wouldn't it not be fine with the Pistons?
There's levels to this, bro.
Okay, there we go.
Pistons, Pistons are
Guys,
on a
we're done
different
with the
level, man.
analytics. This is just truth, and the truth is Jalen Duran just was not cooking in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's levels to this, and the Kings need something. And we act like he's completely cooked. He's 22, like you said. So
Yeah, he's not
it's
completely
not that
cooked.
crazy, Like, I wouldn't give him the max either, but if you're the Kings, I can definitely justify all the signs to where, yes, he had a terrible playoffs. We know that.
But we're not even gonna be in the
But
playoffs.
hopefully,
Woo!
hopefully by the time we get to the playoffs, he can be that guy, that he is in the regular season. He fits the timeline good. You're getting younger, obviously. And yeah, it's really hard to just find, potential all stars that just you're buying at low value and could really work out for them. So if the Kings end up doing it, I love it. So for the Lakers side, say the Kings side that falls apart, the Lakers. What can the Lakers send to the Pistons
Well,
that would
it'd
be
probably
worth
be
it?
a better scenario here. I mean, Piston fans would also hate their lives after this trade because you know who you have to put in this package?
Who?
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, who just
So
picked up his option.
you're just back where you started, just worse because not only can dude not perform in the playoffs just as much as Duran, he can even do it in the regular season. So I I don't know. It would be like DeAndre Ayton, Jared Vanderbilt, um probably other pieces, I'm assuming that I can't think off the top of my head. Dude, Jalen Duran's looking for 40 million a season. That's the max he's wanting.
Could Could they do a Rui sign and trade, or is that not possible?
They
Or
would
maybe
have.
it would have to be like a third team. Like, could there be a third team?
Well, there
Even
can in a sign and trade.
I
You
could see
can have
that
a third
happen.
team. You can. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense to me because it's like, are you gonna get like Dalton Connect, Vando, Laravia? Like, I don't know.
So they probably would get really close to the luxury tax if they signed 40 million. But we'll talk about this later. But LeBron is probably coming off the books regardless, so they are going to have room to get him if this is the package: DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Jared Vanderbilt, and the Lakers' 2 first-round picks.
That's just such a bummer, though.
It
Like, if
is,
you're the
but
Pistons
that's
coming off the
literally
first
all
seed,
you can do.
man, yeah, they're in a tough spot. It'd be rough to be
Yeah.
a Pistons fan right
Is
now.
that a better package than the Kings package, though? Would you rather want a bonus at that point? Because at least
I don't
you're
know.
getting 2 first-round picks from the Lakers.
See, I don't know because I feel they would still want to be somewhat. They will be competitive with either package, but do they still want a shot to win the East? You would have a better chance, I would feel like, with Sabonis, but you'd be better set
The
with the
defense wouldn't
Lakers
be the same,
package.
obviously.
Defense would be rough.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It would be so different too if they had Isaiah Stewart. Like, I would feel way different about
It
it,
would have been
but they
fine if they would have
don't.
just kept Stewart, bro. It would
Yep.
have been a little bit better because, like, Isaiah Stewart is probably still not a starting big man, but he's playable. Like, you can give him starting minutes. Like, he'll do what he needs to do. Obviously, he's not at Duran's level, but
Yeah.
he can get the job done. Like, I'd rather have Isaiah Stewart start over DeAndre Ayton, and I might even be able to make an argument for fit purposes for me not getting Sabonis. But or I mean, you could have gotten Sabonis at this point, and you could have gone off of the Tobias Harris contract, and then you could have just had Sabonis and Isaiah Stewart play together. But
Right.
now we'll never know, though,
Hmm.
because you still have Asar Thompson. Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart could have hid Sabonis, but now you're probably not going to have either now. So
I know. It's a wild situation for the Pistons. So I'm curious how their team's gonna look at the end of this offseason.
yeah,
Oh man. I
hope
don't know what you do.
ideally, if you're a Pistons fan at this point, you're probably praying that the Kings and Laker deals both fall through and some other magical team comes out of nowhere and gives a better offer.
Could they be a Jaylen Brown team?
I've seen some posts. Well, the Pistons, they're interested, but is Brad interested in Jalen
Right.
Duran?
What package can you get for me, brother? I don't know.
I saw a post about it. Um, if I can find it real quick. Yeah, this person said Jalen Duran, Ron Holland, Karis LeVert, and 2 firsts for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, that's dirt. 2 first? Make
That's
it
how I
4.
feel.
Yeah. And this person's not even a Pistons fan either, which is funny enough. That sounds like a Pistons trade, but
I'm just looking
I just
right
don't see
now.
a world where Brad Stevens pulls the trigger on a Jalen Duran trade. I just don't. Not after this
Jalen
playoffs.
Jalen Brown liked to comment on Instagram saying the Celtics should trade him to a city that respects him.
Oh.
Ouch. Atlanta, where are you at? Why are they so quiet? Come on now. Anyway, Jalen Duran, that'll be interesting to see what happens. But dude, I'm ready to talk about the Warriors because that's the most wild thing of this
It's our last
offseason to
topic
me.
today. We made a pod and a video about it. not too long ago where there was an early report of the Warriors having this master plan of getting Kawhi and LeBron, which brought back old times back in like 2019, 2020 times where the Lakers master plan was to get both of those guys um, back then to pair with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Obviously did not happen. Kawhi wanted to be with the Clippers, but anyways, turns out he wants to be with the Raptors again. So I guess he's jumping ship again, sounds like. So that's not
Yeah.
happening again. But there is another guy that came out in this report, and it's growing. It's a growing report recently that the Warriors' new plan is to get Anthony Davis and LeBron on the team. And the rumor is becoming so official that it's gone to the point where it's been reported LeBron has even talked to the Warriors and has told them that if you can get Anthony Davis on the team and trade for him, I will join the team and he will take the extension. Mid-level exception, my bad.
This is all weird to me, dude.
And also Draymond Green, he also is attempting to take a pay cut currently. He just declined his player option.
Oh yeah, I mean he's the number one LeBron glazer, so
They glaze each other, you know?
he glazes him way more.
That's true.
Yeah, man. Um, obviously it's the last dance. You know, that's what they're going for here, putting all their chips into Curry and saying, "Okay, here you go, everyone, try to win." Dude, imagine this team like 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, or not even 10,
Just
like
even
maybe like
5. Just say
six
5,
or
like
yeah,
5 years,
5.
bro.
Oh my goodness, that'd be electric.
It's
But
still electric, but
it
I get what
is
you're saying.
them being on the court at one time. I don't think we'll see a lot of it,
I'd
to
be
be
scared.
honest. And maybe that's pessimistic, but
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
obviously the
This team is
injuries
built for the
with
playoffs.
a lot of those guys, yeah, is interesting. They brought back Porzingis, 2 year, $20 million. So I
Hmm.
guess you're having him off the bench,
It did just
and
get reported that the the dream is still alive for this even after Porzingis signing that. Um, Report says that if Draymond Green signs the same contract as Porzingis or even lower, and if they can find someone to take Moses Moody, LeBron could fit in the $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level under the first apron.
what was the point of signing Al Horford to the 2 year, $7 million?
Because why not? Just stack it, dude. Just stack the boards. I don't know.
But like, if you're so like, if you need all this money, it's like that's just an interesting throwing out 7 million for a guy
It
who's probably
is.
not going to play much. But I mean, I don't think it matters. It's interesting, when we already talked about the Wizard side of things. I would be a little disappointed in a way because I would want to see at least what Trey Young and Anthony Davis look like together. I mean, that was kind of their plan all along, just to see what you can do with those two stars together. So just kind of trading him after not even playing in a Wizards jersey one time would be kind of wild to me. But we'll see what they do. I mean, if the package is good enough, then might as well, you know. But we talked off the podcast too. Anthony Davis next year has a $63 million player option.
Yeah.
And so, say this thing goes south for the Warriors this year, it's over. It's done. This is a 1 year thing because obviously Anthony Davis would opt into that
But
because
what else would they
he's
do though? Let's be
never seeing
real.
$63 million again.
But let's be real. When
What
they made
else?
the trade for Jimmy Butler, they knew that when they traded for Jimmy. Like this was it. Like they've already sold everything.
Yeah, but you're giving up picks to, I'm
They've
assuming.
already they've already done it at this point.
Yeah.
You're not really doing much else. I mean, I Warriors don't have a first round pick for a while, I believe. Um, I'm gonna
Do
look that
they
up.
have their pick next year? Or I guess Milwaukee would maybe have it.
The Warriors' next available first round selections is 27. So actually next year.
Okay. Okay.
So they
So they
start
do
to get
have
their
theirs next
picks
year.
back.
But yeah, they wouldn't throw away next season with Curry for that
No,
pick.
probably not.
I mean, there is a world, even with that team, that they could be a 4-10, depending on injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know in that aspect. I guess there's not really. Yeah, like you said, that's a good point. There's not much of a loss. They couldn't really do much anyway with that. So I don't know, man. It's just a
Someone's getting
weird
LeBron
thing
though.
to me.
Like the Lakers are probably not getting him. Like there's no way the Lakers are getting it. There's no world. Like Lakers are taking priority over Jalen Duran than LeBron.
To be honest, like who would be a LeBron team if it wasn't the Warriors? Is there a second
The
place
only
right
one is the
now?
Cavs. We talked about that before. Is just Cavs and
But
Warriors.
yeah, I guess they could
I
still
don't
do
know
the
who
sign and
else.
trade, but
He's gonna go to
that'd
the
be terrible, I
Pistons.
think. Mm,
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
they wish.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But I mean, it's
I don't know,
still
man.
being reported that the Lakers have not met with him. Like it's been reported by even like Brian Windhorst. He said that the Lakers have actually reached out to LeBron and said that they would welcome him back. Well, not reached out to LeBron directly, but they reached out to Rich Paul, his agent, and they were like, "Hey, let LeBron know we would love to have him back. Like we're not shutting out the door of him not coming back. You know, maybe we could figure something out." And it's still been reported to this time of day, LeBron has still not talked to the Lakers ever since the season has ended. That's
Dang.
really weird. That's strange.
Hey, man, he's been partying with his
The
2016
party's
team
already done, man.
that we know of. Just kidding.
Hopping into that player option was today. He didn't hop in.
What would have been the player option? How much?
53.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. He opted out.
Assuming he did because I think it was July. I think it was June 29th that he had to hop in. I'm looking this up.
Dang. I mean, even for a guy with his money, that's kind of crazy. Opt out of that, but
Mm, I mean, she's about to retire. He already has so much money, man.
yeah, but still, 53 million is 53 million.
Right. You're saying he doesn't have a team. What? He definitely has a player option. Yeah, he holds a player option, which he must decide on by June 29th. Oh,
Jeez. What?
technically, he
I thought that was a burp.
no. Technically, he has until 6 p.m. on Tuesday, which that might be Eastern time. So he has technically till 5 or 6 tomorrow to make his decision.
It's what time does free agency start? So this podcast will probably be out, I'm assuming, after it starts, right?
Yes. Well,
What time does it start Tuesday?
6 p.m. ET. So yeah, 5.
Hmm.
So LeBron has till 5 p.m. tomorrow to make the call.
Yeah. Do you think moves will be made like right when 5 p.m. starts?
Yes. Well, there's already
Like a
moves
lot.
being made for re-signings, but
Yeah, I just mean like
But yeah, usually
for other
once
teams.
once free agency opens, there's deals that happen immediately, like signings and stuff. Just normal free agency signings,
Yeah,
which a lot of people have
I
said
want to
this
look at
is
the free
a
agents
very
list.
weak. Well, people have said this is a very weak free agency. So,
I feel like that's
but
every year at
but
this
not
point.
trade market. Not a weak trade market. I mean, this
Yeah.
trade market has probably been one of the best trade markets I've seen in a long time.
Okay, UFAs.
I mean, Giannis, Jaylen Brown, LeBron. Like, dude, what is this market, bro?
James Harden not get paid yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you got LeBron, James Harden, Chris Middleton,
Yeah.
Tobias Harris. Is he a
Yes.
what?
Mm-hmm.
He's unrestricted.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, Draymond, John Collins. That'll probably be a
Jonathan
decent name.
Kuminga just declined his option, so he's unrestricted now. He's testing the
Yeah,
waters.
Anthony Simons.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to
Norman
Boston,
Powell.
brother. Vucevic
Yeah.
shall not be named. Colin Sexton, Zach Collins, Rui, Bogdan Bogdanovich,
Mitchell
Mitchell Robinson.
Robinson.
That's a big one. Robert Williams.
Yep.
Yeah, this is kind of buns. Yeah, man. There's ew.
The man that shall not be named.
Doug McDermott.
That's
Seriously,
hot. Andre
this
Drummond
year,
though?
Andre Drummond.
Tough. Yeah. Bismack Biyombo.
Andre Drummond's kind of tough,
Tim
Loki.
Hardaway.
Nick Batum, run it back with the
No, no,
Hornets,
no, no, no. The
brother.
man that shall not be named.
Oh. Jet Howard.
DeAndre Jordan.
Hey, man, there's a starter in here all the way down this list. Dean Wade.
All right.
Hey, man, that guy can defend.
All right. He can defend, he says.
He can.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier
Cam
Tillman
Thomas.
overseas.
We getting a waiver on Cam Thomas, guys?
Cam Thomas. Let's go.
Nick Smith is off the list now. He just got re-signed. Hornet
By
legend.
the Hornets?
No, by the Lakers.
Was he on the Hornets at one point?
Yeah. He's on
Okay.
LA
I thought he
though.
was still on the
He's been
Hornets.
he's been playing on LA now.
Has he
He was
been
on
there
the
a hot
Lakers last
minute?
year. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He signed to
Oopsies.
like another like 2 million deal or something. Something super cheap. Dude is still 22 years old, so
Dang. How
yeah.
is he that? I thought he's been in the league for 22 years.
Nah. It's only been in the league for 3.
Jeremy Sohan.
Easy resign. I'm signing that guy to a max.
Dude, remember when Keon Ellis was that guy with the Kings?
Yeah, he's still kind of
What
be
happened
that
to
guy
bro?
though. He's had some okay games with the Cavs. He's had some nice minutes. He's had some pretty dope moments, in my opinion.
He's all the way at the bottom of the
All I
free
know
agent pool
is
from
Seth
Spot
Curry's
Track.
about to get a bag.
Yeah. Hey, man, he's got to go back to Golden State.
But yeah, either
They
way,
got to resign him.
I don't think LeBron is going to be on the Lakers. I just don't see a world. I just don't. I think it's cooked. I think it's over, man.
Hornets, it's your time.
I'm
Go
okay.
get that man.
I'm okay. I think I can survive without him.
You want LeBron.
No, I
Don't lie to me.
don't. No, not for this team.
Come on.
In a different world.
Don't you need a one?
He doesn't even want to play the one anymore. He played the one time when they won the championship. He just doesn't feel
The
like it
Lakers.
anymore.
Hey, every team he's been to, he's been a number one at some point.
You're not wrong. He still can be a number one on many teams, even at the ripe age of 41, 42 years old.
So is he about to be a number 3? Golden State? If they
Number
give AD 2?
3? Who's a
If they get AD too,
Dang, you're putting AD over him?
LeBron would put AD over him.
He can try.
At least back in the day, he
Yeah, that's
did.
what I was about to say. He can try to. He tried to when they won a championship. He still got the finals MVP.
Yeah.
Because he still was
Yeah.
better. He's trying so hard, bro. It's funny.
Oh man.